independent half, so sure.
Okay. Good morning, Ryan.
Morning.
All right, we're going to start our lesson. You have everything off your desk. Good. So within the last 3 lessons, we practiced answering together in unison. So you remember my cue is when I said everyone, and you answered, or I point, and then you answered. So if I was to say, I have health next period, you would say, I have what? Health. Very good. So that's what we're going to do throughout the lesson. So today we're going to be learning about semicolons and when to use them. They still deal with, this thing is none. They still deal with independent clauses, just like we've been working with for the last 2 lessons. Right there. That's what it is. Just like the last 2 lessons. And, I'm sorry, Ms. Pringle, this thing isn't working. Is it set to be on or something?
The VCR one?
No, it'll take. It's coming.
Oh, okay. So I want to really quickly just make sure that we can decipher between independent and dependent clauses. So once this turns on, okay. So an independent clause is a statement that has a subject and a verb, and it can stand alone as a sentence. So if I was to say, number 1, read number 1 with me. After school. So is after school, can that stand alone as a sentence?
No.
So therefore, is it an independent or dependent clause?
Independent.
I'm sorry, dependent. If it cannot stand alone as a sentence, it's dependent. And if it can stand alone as a sentence, it's independent. Think about being independent, being able to do something. Okay? So the second sentence, will you read that for me?
Pizza is my favorite food.
Good. Can this stand alone as a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So is this an independent clause or a dependent clause?
Independent.
Very good. Okay, so the last one, read this for me.
In my house.
Good. Now is this an independent or dependent clause?
Dependent.
Very good, because it cannot stand alone as a sentence. Awesome. So the purpose of learning semicolons today is because it's going to help you to become a better writer, and also it's going to help you to combine independent clauses in place of using a period. So that will help you improve your writing. If you look up here on the board, the rule that we're using, I'm going to read it once, says use a semicolon in place of a period to separate 2 independent clauses with closely related ideas. So listen one more time, and I'm going to underline the critical attributes. Use a semicolon in place of a period to separate 2 independent clauses with closely related ideas. So when we look at examples throughout this lesson, we're going to be looking to see if they have both of these things in order for the semicolon to be used appropriately. So will you read number 1 with me? Ready? I went to the gym. It was closed for the cleaning. Very good. So first, I'm going to be looking for
2 independent clauses.
2 independent clauses. Very good. So I'm going to ask myself, are these both independent clauses? I went to the gym. That can stand as a sentence, so I know that that is. The next one says, it was closed for cleaning. That can as well. So we know that this critical attribute applies to our example. Now I have to ask myself, are these ideas related? So I'm telling you that I went to the gym, and I'm now saying what happened when I went to the gym. Therefore, these ideas are related. So I'm going to write correct, because this semicolon was used appropriately. So the next one, will you read it with me? Math is my favorite subject. It snowed yesterday. So first I'm going to ask myself if we have 2 independent clauses. Let me see. So math is my favorite subject. That can stand alone as a sentence. The next one is it snowed yesterday. That can stand alone as a sentence too. So they're both independent clauses. Next thing I need to ask myself is if they're closely related ideas. Math is my favorite subject. It snowed yesterday. Well, these 2 things really don't have anything to do with each other. So because our second critical attribute doesn't apply to this example, I know that this is incorrect. Okay? All right. Read the third one with me now. Next time I will get a salad. First I need to ask myself if we have 2 independent clauses. Next time I will get a salad. I will get a salad is an independent clause, but next time is not it cannot stand alone as a sentence. So because one of our critical attributes doesn't apply, I know that this is incorrect. Okay, you're doing really well, so let's just do one more and then we'll get started. Ready? I love to cook. My favorite food to make is pasta. Good reading. Okay, so I love to cook. That's an independent clause because it can stand alone by itself. My favorite food to make is pasta. That's also an independent clause because it can stand alone by itself. Now I have to ask myself if these ideas are closely related.
Ideas.
Very good. So I love to cook. I'm telling you that I love to cook, and now I'm telling you what my favorite thing to cook is. So those are closely related ideas, and both of our critical attributes apply. So this is correct. Very good. Okay, so we're going to move on, but before we do that, I'm going to read this, and when I stop, I want you to say the critical attributes. Ready? Use a semicolon in place of a period to separate
Two independent clauses
with
closely related ideas.
Good, Ryan. Okay, awesome. I'm going to change this now. I'll give you this. This is actually from yesterday. Okay, here it is. Sorry about that. All right. So, if you could read number 1 with me, it says, on Friday, I will go to Matt's house and we will play soccer. Good. So first I need to ask myself if there are two independent clauses. On Friday. Well, on Friday is not an independent clause because it can't stand alone as a sentence. So right away I know that one of my critical attributes doesn't apply. So this is incorrect. Would you write that on your paper? Perfect. All right, the next one. Will you read it with me? On Friday, I will go to Matt's house. We will play soccer. If you notice, these are the same words, but semicolon is in a different place. So let's see if that makes a difference. On Friday, so we're looking to see if we have two independent clauses. On Friday, I will go to Matt's house. We will play soccer. Both of these sentences can stand by themselves, so they're independent clauses. And now we have to ask ourselves if they're closely related ideas. So on Friday, I'm telling you what I'm going to do on Friday. I'll go to Matt's house. We'll play soccer. What we will do there. So those ideas are closely related. So both of our critical attributes apply here, and this is correct. All right. So now I need you to help me with this one. Okay, ready? I love school. I am good at softball. Good. So first we're looking for two independent clauses. So look at these two sentences. I love school. I am good at softball. Are these two clauses independent?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And now we're going to ask ourselves, are they closely related ideas? Very good. So are these two sentences closely related?
No.
Very good, Ryan. So you see that this can be tricky because they can be closely related, but in this sentence, I love school does not really have anything to do with softball. So we're going to write incorrect because our second critical attribute didn't apply. You're doing a great job. Okay. Number 4. Ready? Sam loves two things, reading and playing sports. So we're going to ask ourselves if there are two independent clauses. Can you look at these sentences and see if there are two independent clauses?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, if you look carefully, Sam loves two things. That's an independent clause because that can stand together. But if you saw the sentence reading and playing sports, that doesn't really make sense, does it? It can't stand alone as a sentence. So because one of those is not an independent clause, we know that the first critical attribute doesn't apply. So this is actually incorrect. Right, that was a tricky one, though. Okay, let's try this one again. Read it with me. Ready? Yesterday was freezing. I had to wear my winter coat. So we're looking to see if we have two independent clauses. So do we have two independent clauses here?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Good job, Ryan. And now you have to ask yourself, are these closely related ideas? They are closely related ideas. So because both of our critical attributes apply, is this correct?
Yeah.
So what are you going to write?
Correct.
Good, Ryan. I think you're really getting the hang of it. Okay, I want you to read number 6 by yourself. And remember our 2 critical attributes and write whether it's correct or incorrect on your paper. All right. Excellent. You put correct. You put correct. And why did you put correct?
Because there's 2 independent clauses and there's
Related
related
ideas?
ideas. Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. Yeah, that is correct. So you wrote correct because there are 2 independent clauses and the ideas are related. Okay, so I want you to try one more and remember the 2 critical attributes just like you told me, and then write whether it's correct or incorrect. Excellent. You wrote incorrect. And which one of the critical attributes does it not have?
The 2
Independent.
independent.
Very good. Sometimes is not an independent clause, so this is incorrect. All right. So read the next one to yourself and answer it, and put your pencil down when you are done so I can make sure that you got it right. Excellent. That's correct. Okay, so now that you've done all of those correctly, do the last 2 by yourself. Good. You got both of those answers correct. All right, so I have this worksheet for you to do, but before we do that, I want to go over our rule one more time. So help me out when I pause. It says to replace a period with a semicolon, we have to have 2 independent clauses. Very good. That have closely related ideas. Very good, Ryan. Okay, so this is our last lesson. But if we were to do another one, it was going to be using conjunctions within combining sentences, because we used a semicolon to combine sentences today. So you did a really fantastic job. Thank you. And I have this worksheet. And what it asks you to do is to write whether the semicolon is correctly or incorrectly used, just like you did here, and then write your own sentence with an appropriate usage of a semicolon. Okay? So thank you so much. You did a great job.